What's in this podcast? We are here with another special guest, Reginal. How you doing today, man?
Doing great. How about yourself?
Good, pretty good, man. Pretty good. Woke up feeling I actually felt kind of cluttered this morning, but like now since I got up and got in the sunlight, got in the weather, I feel a lot better. So Reginald, tell the people like what it is you do, like what's your daily, your daily routine, and what's the things that you do for a living.
Well, first thing I do for a living is serve God, Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. That's first and foremost what I do. As far as my occupation, what helps provide myself and my family is working with disability, mental health individuals, mentor youth, adults, with disability conditions, just serve my community to the best ability I can every day.
That's really good. That's really good. So what got you into doing the field of disability and things like that?
It wasn't nothing that I chased.
Gotcha.
It's it found me, and I didn't run from it. Years ago, before I even got to the point where it was something that I did for my occupation, it was something I did just to be a part of people that's wanting to help others, that's less fortunate, or, their abilities to produce or, grow in society as what us, we would probably say a normal life.
Yeah.
Challenges for them are different,
yeah.
For us. And once you recognize that, you kind of put yourself out of the limelight.
Right, I get what you're saying.
To, like I said earlier, serve the community, serve people who look like you or may not look like you,
right.
But at the same time are here and have a purpose in life just like us.
Right.
So,
right.
Like I said, it just kept following me. As a kid, I grew up in a household who we had our own business, dry cleaning business. So at an early age, working for someone, was never a goal of mine.
Right. Right.
I went to barbershops that was owned by, people who look like myself, owning their own business. So, you see that as a kid, it kind of, opens your eyes and enlightens you to the possibilities of,
right.
what's out here. But of course, you got to start somewhere.
Yeah,
so,
exactly.
Just getting up early in the morning, at a very young age, in the tobacco field.
Okay.
Taught me,
wow.
The format of responsibilities,
right.
Getting up early, working, and even though the pay wasn't that great, at the time, but it's a teaching lesson.
Yeah.
And so, right. So, our foundation was, it's pretty well grounded, I would say, and
got you.
I almost forgot your question, So
that's exactly what this show's about. It's really just for you to, just really tell the people about yourself. Okay. Really tell the world about yourself. So that's exactly what we want. So, so your upbringing. So where are you Where are you from?
North Carolina.
Gotcha.
So small town, county, Duplin County, town of Kenansville, North Carolina. Okay. It's off of Highway 40 between Durham, Raleigh, North Carolina, and Wilmington, North Carolina.
Nice. Mm-hmm. We got family out in North Carolina, so I'm familiar with like Raleigh and
absolutely,
that stuff out there. So definitely, I'm trying to take some trips out to like Charlotte and things like that. Charlotte's becoming. I do music, so Charlotte's becoming like a place where music is starting to be bigger now out there. So I'm definitely trying to go out there and perform and do different things out there as well. So, So from North Carolina, what brought you out here to like Virginia? Like, how did that all go about?
Military-based family. Both my parents, mother and father, was active Army, and I would frequently visit one of them or the other, throughout the summers, holidays, as a younger, when I was younger in my age. And my mom, she's been in Virginia quite some time, stationed here. So, life, has some, twists and turns, and the opportunity came up for me to come here, and continue, growing, as into myself, more and more into myself. So, her foundation here, retiring from the military, gave me an opportunity to, keep, moving forward without having to worry about what's my next move.
Definitely feel you on that. So, getting into the field that you're in, like, what are some of the steps that you need to take to get into the field?
Honestly, I probably couldn't give you an actual step-by-step, me personally, because, like I said earlier, this field wasn't the field that I was chasing. I didn't know I would end up here.
Right.
I would end up in this field. It kind of, kept tugging. I was headed this way, and at the same time, that way gave me a little bit of, education and, knowledge to where I am here in the moment, in the field of mental health. And so the light seemed a little bit, brighter here. And this is where I am.
I get what you're saying. I definitely get what you're saying.
As far as like step by step, but what I would say, if it's whatever it is that you're reaching for in life, always have someone, to talk to, about it, if that's the direction that it is that you want to go. But at the same time, life sometimes is just about not necessarily finding yourself,
right.
That opportunity finding you and pulling you, in closer. And then if that's the case, then you can't fight it.
Yeah, exactly. So do you think that things that you have to, like, chasing your dreams and things like that, do you find that things will just come to you, or do you think that things take hard work? Like, do you think making money takes hard work, or do you think that the money just comes to you? Like, what is life like? How do you think that works?
I found myself taking the money aspect, out of what I do, my purpose in life, out of the equation, completely.
Right.
I don't think no amount of money you can make will fulfill anything in life that you may be missing.
Right.
But I mean, if it's the money, you're chasing, and it's dedication, it's determination, it's hard work.
Right.
It's going to be hard work. Money is made every day.
Yeah.
They create, making new currency every day. So So what is you chasing? How you going to continue to chase something that they're constantly making?
Right. So do you believe in like? Sometimes I be thinking like, I believe in like manifestation. So I be thinking that you can actually manifest money by just doing what you love, like you said, and just creating that energy. And if you want material items, or if you want a certain item, the item will come. So maybe you don't necessarily want the money. You just want the ability to buy the items that you want. Mm-hmm. And some of those things, like with me with music, I just, in creating and podcasting and stuff, I just feel like my job is, as a person in life, is to give back in my way that I can, which is in creating music and teaching my, things that I've gone through, and hopefully someone can relate to it and be able to watch it. Because with my, with the younger generation and my generation, everyone is consuming things through YouTube. They're consuming things through music. So I feel like, with me, everything is being put through the things that they're learning from. So I'm just teaching in my own way. With the rapping, it's teaching people different things of how to manage, mental health and things like that. Because there's different things that I've had to, learn with. I'm only 28, but I've just, these 28 years, I've already, through the 20s, I've learned, like, man, up here is like, it's a big deal. You know what I'm saying? Like, really to just kind of like get yourself to a point where you can actually get up in the morning and function, and you want to actually attack life. Because there's been days where, like, I've had problems where I don't necessarily want to, like, what is my purpose to get up in the morning and do what I want to do? You know what I mean? So I've had to, like, really find myself to figure out what it is. Because unfortunately for what I want to do, sometimes people have always bashed it. Like, at first for me it was soccer. You know what I'm saying? And you always gonna have those doubters. You can't play professional soccer. You can't do all these different things. Like, I've never been one that wanted, like, go to do a regular job and do these different things. Like, I've tried it and it was miserable for me every time. So I just like the freedom. I like to be able to create, and I like to be able to give back and teach. And the interesting thing I found about life, like, now is, like, the one thing that I'm probably most fearful of, right? Because, like, I'm a real introverted person, really. Like, I like to be to myself. I'm not mostly a talkative person. But I think now, the crazy part is I like to be in front of people. I think it's the alternate side of it. So, where I think, like, where God put me now is he's like, to get to where you're going to get to, you're going to have to face your fears. So, and to be the ultimate teacher, you're going to have to be able to get up in front of thousands of people and be able to teach. Because there's times that I get the feeling when I wake up, I'll be like, man, I'm really, like, powerful. Like, I feel like I have a voice, but I'm just quiet. So my voice is only supposed to come out when it's supposed to come out. And I've realized, like, once I face that fear, even just meeting you today, that's 2 years ago, 3 years ago, I wouldn't be able to, you know what I'm saying? It would be tough for me to be able to even get off my thoughts or have a conversation, with someone new I never met before. Right. So I find that's why, that's really what my life is about, is teaching people those different things and being honest and things like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, going through life, like, how do you deal with, like, some of the bad days and things that, like, that hit you?
Prayer and meditation.
Yeah.
Yeah. First and foremost, before I go to bed, throughout the night, if need be, and before my feet touch the ground in the morning, I don't know what's in store for me, out those doors,
Yeah.
You wake up, possibly in the comfort, of your home or wherever, you may be, to find comfort and safety. But once you step out those doors, you don't know what to expect.
Right. Right.
That's what secures, my, ability to step out there.
Yeah.
And do whatever it is, do what I'm doing, now, or whatever I have planned, or may have, thought I was going to do that day, you know, I know once I do that, you know, and I do get outside, and you don't know, you know, the weather's been crazy.
Yeah.
You know, this past, you know, couple of months, weeks, days, you know, the pandemic,
yep,
you know, hit us real hard. So nobody that I know of, you know, predicted any of this.
Yeah.
You know, they probably had, you know, this, you know, life, this 5-year goal plan, you know, back in 2018, that the pandemic, you know, was definitely not something that was, you know, on their list.
Right.
So yeah, just prayer, man, and you know, meditation and, you know, spiritual growth.
Yeah.
On a daily.
Yeah.
You know, all the time.
Yep.
You know, that's not a Sunday, you know, assignment. That's an everyday assignment. You know, so and just doing that alone, you know, is not necessarily going to guarantee you that satisfaction for that day. You know, it may be something that's planned for you next week or next year, or like I've heard in some talks past couple of days, a couple of weeks, it may not even be something that's for you. You know, it may be something that's going to be generational, you know, down the line. You know, maybe your kids, you know, if you don't have any, or if you have some, may not even be for them, maybe for your grandkids, you know, but it's constant prayer and, you know, meditation and just, you know, focus.
Yeah, I definitely agree.
Yeah.
So like with meditation, like I know many people have like different ways to do meditation. Like how do you go about with meditating?
It's different. I call what I do sometimes is just surprising my body and my mind to not be routine, you know, every day, you know, do something, you know, different. Some of it may be just, you know, before you get out of bed, you know, say a prayer, you know, just talk to whoever it is, you know, you talk to. I'm not gonna, you know, put, you know, any names on, because it's a lot of different, you know, beliefs, spirituality, whatever, and so, you know, because like I said, you don't know what's gonna happen. You know, you may wake up feeling good, and you know, you think all of your joints is working good, and you know, you just jump out of bed, and all of a sudden you break an ankle. You know, anything can happen, and so that, you know, talking, having a conversation. Sometimes I know we all, you know, times now, you know, our phones are the, you know, first things we pick up, you know, in the morning, and you know, I'm a victim to that as well. But what I've started doing in the past couple of months was, before I even look at any text messages, any type of social media, any of that, I go to my daily word, you know, daily verse. I read that first. Then I have a book that's short prayers for every day for men. I read that. I read a verse out of that, and then I read my 23rd Psalms. I read that every morning. Then I proceed to, you know, maybe seeing, you know, what text messages may have came through, you know, throughout the night. I do, you know, stretching, you know, I do breathing, hot tea, you know, sometimes in the morning, and sometimes it's strictly water. You know, I surprise my mental and my physical on a daily basis.
Right. You know? I was just about to ask that.
So exercise, working out. I get up so early now, so like I'm not at that getting up an extra 30 minutes and going, for a run or walk or anything like that. But it's coming.
Yeah.
That's what I do. Just surprise my physical and my mental. Every day.
Nice. So, as you're getting older and different things like that, do you feel like what are some of the things that you've like learned like in the different stages of like getting older? So, for me, like okay, when you're 18, like I learned, okay, now when you're 18, you can't necessarily, I had a tendency to kind of like do a lot of things my friends was doing, and it may not necessarily been the best things to be doing.
Right.
So like, that's something that I learned at that age stage. And then like, now I guess I'm getting to the next one, which would be like 28, 30. So, and now I'm learning that almost the same thing in a way, because I was giving a lot to the people around me, like a lot of my time, not realizing that I need to invest a lot into myself to be able to be a better person and to be able to provide the things that I want to provide for the people around me.
Right.
Because if you're always giving yourself, you never give any. Even if you don't give yourself to other people, you never give time to yourself to be able to, get to where you need to get to. You're always halfway instead of getting to the over the peak. So with me, I was trying to really, figure out the balance between myself, the people around me, family, things like that. And at 28, I'm learning how to basically, the things that you're talking about, the routine, to be able to be mentally healthy. I still haven't found my routine just yet, but the different things that I'm trying to be able to wake up in the morning and play soccer, and then different things I just know that's going to trigger my brain to be like, oh, I love, life is amazing. The different, sometimes when I really feel good, I don't know if I ever told anybody this, but sometimes when I really feel good, right? It comes from the thought that comes to my head is I just like this different stages of life, right? So 1, 2, 3, like the different things of the day, right? So just waking up, sometimes, I don't know, it just might be my crazy brain. I just like to focus on just brushing my teeth. Just focus on just one thing and just do it the best way possible and move on to the next day. Like my brain works in like stages 1, 2, 3, 4. So it's like when I attack the day like that, sometimes it brings me the most joy for some reason, because it's almost like, even if you don't have $1 million right now, you're working through that's just life. You're working through the stages to get to the $1 million. You know what I mean? So that's what I've learned. That's what I'm learning now as I get to 28, to figure out my routine, to be able to feel good and things like that. So what is it for you, through the stages of life?
Right. Well, I'm 47.
Okay.
And I will tell you a stage in my life that I've started to realize and have realized that 47 is not old.
Okay. Yeah.
You said you were 28, at 18, 16, 17, and, continuing to age, 30, 35, 40, that's old, when he was 18. And now that you're seeing, 47 and hope to see more, you're like, every moment counts.
Yeah.
Not saying that what's going to happen in those moments or what the outcome, may be, but you got to make them count.
Yep.
Every day, every second, whether it be family, your career, your goals, whatever it is in life.
Yeah.
Find someone that's going to push that idea, that thought in your head every day.
Yeah.
And, have fun, in the meantime, but in between time, being alone is fine.
Yeah.
You know, like you said about, you know, your soccer, you know, I know it's in your mind, you might say, you know, I need, you know, a partner to come, you know, wake me up, you know, be like, yo, man, let's get up. You know, if you wake up, you know, for whatever unexpected reason that you did, you know, 2 or 3 hours before you normally get up, you're not afraid of the dark, you know.
You got
go, you know what I'm saying? Go out there in that backyard.
My mind was I could get a little spotlight in the backyard and I could go out and, man, you know, I'm telling you.
It's not, you think no one is watching, but someone is always, you know, watching.
I'm glad you
said that. Someone is always, you know, someone is doing the exact same thing it is that you are doing, and they struggled with it in the beginning, just like, you know, you, myself have done, you know, but if nobody else is going to push you, you just got to be yourself, right? You know, you can't wait, you know, for anybody else to come in and, you know, and pull you out of bed and, you know, tell you this, you know, like, come on, man. Well, it's good, you know, that's why they motivational speakers and, you know, coaches. Yeah. That's what they're there for. Yeah. You know, but at the same time, you're not gonna pay them, you know what I'm saying, to come and, you know, pull you out of bed, you know. Once you get there, they'll, you know, motivate you to get to where it is you need to get to next, but, you know, it's gotta come from, you know, the higher. Yeah, I definitely agree. Yeah, I'm glad you said that. Someone's always watching. I don't know if I'm answering. Oh yeah, you are, bro. You are. You're doing perfect. You're doing perfect. So, I'm glad you said like people are always watching, because that's something that like a lot of times like I'll get like a lot of on Instagram like DMs and stuff like that, where a lot of people be like, man, your music inspires me, or you know, you posting your stuff all the time and promoting your stuff, it really inspires me to do my stuff, because you know they've been lacking, so they're lacking on what they've been doing, because a lot of times we get discouraged because, you know, we don't get the results. With me, like talking to my higher power, for me it's been, if you're gonna do something, you gotta dive into it, you know, because with soccer, like, you know, me getting good at soccer, it was really because I just love to get out on the field, so I dove into it. It's easy. With music, it was easy for me to get into the recording process. It was easy for me to just to create songs and things like that. But of course, with everything comes the different work that you don't necessarily want to do. So with soccer, I hated running all the time, but it was something that came with it. You know what I mean? With music, I don't necessarily like the performing side of things like that, and I don't necessarily like the dealing with because the music industry sucks. Like, it's just like the people in it, it just sucks. Like egos, things like that. I don't, and the money thing, like it's not really fortunately for me, I'm able to think my way through it to be able to figure out how to get money in it. But there's really no money in music per se when you think about it, when in the grand scheme of things. So a lot of it is the love. So diving into it, I just learned to really just, the only way you're gonna get something in life is to really love it and really, you know. So with me, I've committed to the music. So no matter if any money comes out of it, or if anything, you know, if I become a millionaire or anything, you know, I'm just still, this is what I chose, and this is what, you know, for me, you know, I asked myself for the guidance from the higher power, my Lord, or whatever you want to say. I asked for that guidance. So from that moment, I felt like I'll be guided. He'll guide me to where I need to go to. So that's kind of how I look about it now. So it's just kind of like, I don't really think about the money. I just want to just be able to be all right, to be able to take care of what I need to take care of. You know what I mean? So getting to the age, you're 47. So just turned 47.
Just okay.
Nice month.
Nice.
What's it, March, right? March? Yeah, February.
So what would would your 47-year-old self tell your 16-year-old self for advice?
Get all the people out of your car. You know.
Yeah.
They well, I say that because the ones that was in my car at 16, they're still around to this day. But yeah, at 47 now, 16-year-old, be serious, you know, about education.
Yeah.
You know, they say at a certain age, you know, you start to find yourself. But at 47, I would tell, you know, a 16-year-old to not to be afraid of who you are.
Right.
At 16.
Yeah.
Whatever it is that you may have experienced, you know, before that age, you know, as a child, you know, a baby, you know, whatever circumstances, as they say, you know, whatever hand you was dealt before the age of 16, accept it and not silence yourself. You know, this generation now, from when it was back then, you know, it's, you know, don't talk when, you know, adults is speaking. Kind of, in my opinion, crippled a lot of, you know, generations back then.
Right.
You know, being outspoken, you know, for someone like myself, you know, to see the generation now, you know, being more outspoken and, you know, actually expressing, you know, how they feel about certain things, politics, whatever the case may be, they have a voice now. And I would tell the 16-year-old, you know, say something, you know, if there's something, you know, that you don't like, speak about it. You know, if there's something that you don't want to do, you know, say, I don't want to do it.
Right.
And
that's something I think my generation has. We definitely do. We definitely do that.
Yeah. And, you know, it's, and honestly speaking, you know, I it's kind of, you know, a little jealousy, you know. It's, I'm like,
yeah.
Nowhere in the world I could have said something like that.
Right.
You know, back then. So yeah, that, you know, I would tell my 16-year-old, you know, to no, you know, that's not okay.
Yeah.
You know, don't do that. You know, this is what's gonna happen.
Yeah.
You know, later on down the line. But at the same time, I would, you know, tell them you're gonna be okay.
Right. Yep.
You know, because I'm here, you know, 47-year-old, you know, I would tell my 16-year-old self, you know, you're going to be all right. It's not going to be easy.
Yeah.
You know, but you're going to be okay, you know.
I have one more question before we get out of here. What would be like, was you worried at like 20, in your 20s, like what you were going to be, you know, to be able to provide for your family and different things like that? Like, was that always a worry in the back of your head?
No. I never worried about what I was going to be, because I knew I was going to be something, you know. I knew, well, not be something. I am, you know, somebody. I knew I was going to be doing something. I didn't know what it was. Like I said, I grew up in a household where we owned the dry cleaners. I thought I was going to be the, George Jefferson, in North Carolina, and, open up a chain of dry cleaners, and laundromats, and stuff. But that wasn't my calling, and like I said, to go in a barbershop and see someone that looked just like me, own their own barbershop. I pursued my barber license, I got that as well, so that foundation, set, the stage for a lot of lessons, that I've learned, but at the same time, not, kind of being silent at a young age, and not asking the right questions, back then, could have probably set the stage up differently. School wasn't a big conversation in the household. It was, working. You grow up in a household where, you get up and go to work every day. Like I said, my parents were military. So, that's a different occupation from a daily, everyday 9 to 5 business. But I had, people, to look up to. Like I said, I didn't realize it was going to put me here, but I knew I was going to, have an impact. Not only on myself, but on people around me. Whether or not it was the ones that may have, tried to pull me up, either try to, push me down. Like I said in the beginning, I live, for my Lord and Savior every day. So at the end of the day, he's all that, matters. If, pleasing.
Right.
So.
Definitely. I got actually one more question. So.
Sure.
How do you deal with, I'm gonna come up, so how have you dealt with I guess negativity and negative people and people that just want to create drama? Like, how do you deflect those things?
No weapon formed against me shall prosper. And that's all I can say.
Gotcha.
Say about that.
Gotcha. All right. So this is another episode. You got anything else that you want to tell the people before we get out of here?
I don't know. Tune in, and support, brother, for what it is that he's doing, and each one that he interviews, there's a story behind it, and I don't know which one's supposed to be looking at it, or that one. Learn from it, and comment. If there's anything that you see in any of his talks, let him know what he can do better, what, try different. That's all we're doing here in life, is trying. So if you're not pulling, leave us alone. No pushing.
Thank you so much for coming.
You.
Thank you so much.
Absolutely.
All right, what's in this podcast? Another episode. David Lamont. Peace.
How long was that?
39 minutes.
See? That's what I was like, an hour?
Do you have social media? Any social media?
I just